Brothers and sisters, it's my privilege to bring to you a living green drink for high summer, and we're going to be making it in a unique way. Heretofore, we used spring water, bottled spring water, as our base, but now we're going to go higher than that. More lively way. We're going to start with a base of the fruits of summer. We're going to start with California red flame grapes, just harvested, and we'll put some of these in our blender just like that. Red flame grapes, and that's going to be the base. Okay, here we go. And let's give that a whirl. Okay, and then we have the tomatoes, the heirloom tomatoes of summer. We're blessed here to live in this gigantic fruit garden of California. The farmers are doing so well despite the challenges of the drought. So here we're going to put in an heirloom tomato. Let's get the stem off just like that. Here we go. Heirloom tomato. Let's give that a whirl. Okay. And let's give it another a couple more slices of tomato. This gives magnificent flavor. And of course, since we're adding tomato, we've got to add garlic, but of course, for health-giving nutrients, for aliveness and for flavor, so there I always use 2 whole cloves of garlic. There we go. And then, but of course, let's give it a chunk of ginger. Ginger. How fragrant. Let's give that a whirl. Well, we have our base, and now we'll go ahead and we'll add our living greens. Here's some magnificent lettuce. So we'll add some lettuce. A little more lettuce. And then we're going to add some kale. Let's give it a chunk or 2 of kale and add that right in there. That's a green kale. Good. Okay. Now, if we've given it a green kale, why not a purple kale? Purple kale. And while we're at it, some red dandelions. Okay. Okay. And now some collard greens. Isn't that magnificent? Collard greens, a member of the brassica family, of which cabbage, cauliflower, kale are also members. A magnificent family. And let's add some leaves of chard, but of course, let's chard. Use the stems. Here we have red and green stems. Let's use them by, of course. Here we go. And there we have it. Starting with a base, we liquefied grapes, tomatoes, we added garlic and ginger, and then we did lettuce, kale, purple kale, red dandelions, collard greens, and Swiss chard. All of this is within your compass, brothers and sisters. The highest would be to walk out to your victory garden in the backyard or the front yard and harvest the greens there. Or, if you live in an apartment, to harvest, to toss in the sprouts, the arugula sprouts, the broccoli sprouts that you have germinated in your kitchen. If you wanted to supercharge this, you would add a clump of wheatgrass in a tray that you've grown in the privacy of your kitchen in the west-facing window. That would supercharge your green drink. So, here we go. Aliveness. There's something so healing about finely divided greens. Try to partake immediately after processing. So our living tree, alive organic green drink, talk about building one's immune system. Talk about liveliness. Talk about vegan vegetarianism. Here it is. And have a green drink as the main course in all your meals. That's what I do. I have 2 meals a day, breakfast and dinner. They're spaced no more than 6 to 8 hours apart, and each one of them, you can be sure, features a green drink. Green drinks have an interesting history. One of the first promulgators of green drinks was Dr. Kirschner. And well back over 60 years ago, he wrote this incredible book. It's a classic here in California. You used to be able to find it in every natural food store, called Nature's Healing Grasses. And he would take comfrey, dandelions, malva, alfalfa, filigree, parsley, and lamb's quarters. Most of these, admittedly, are wild plants, which you'd have to do some, but they grow in most every backyard and most every garden. Or if you go out into lawns or wild places or even public parks, you would find them there. But they take a bit of work and bit of doing, whereas all these living greens you'll find in any farmer's market, and better yet, in your backyard victory garden, or in your edible schoolyard. So here's Dr. Kirschner at age 82, full of life and vitality. And if you read the book, you'll see that he effected with his living drink some rather dramatic healings. It's all within your compass, brothers and sisters. It's all within your compass to build your immune systems. You can do it. You can rely upon the natural capacity of your bodies to ward off whatever and to carry you through. Living green drinks are one of the most vital legacies that the raw food movement has left us. So think on green drinks, think on liveliness, and support your local family farmers. Let's get going forward. It's a privilege and honor to share with you.